100 years, man. We used to do it back in the day. Pencils and paper, and you'd have to pass that around. Like I said, throw a brick through somebody's window. Take weeks to find out. But now, since we got space, man, we got all kinds of space. YouTube, Facebook. I mean, those are the people, man. Thank you for the numbers that are starting to stack up to this fine first episode of AtomBombDrumTroubleShooter. And what this first episode is going to be all about, we're going to get right into it here. Drumsticks, all different kinds, okay? And we'll get into that, tips and all that. Mallets, same thing. Beautiful piece of equipment, made for lighter stuff, all kinds of stuff, different felts, wood. We'll get into that. Brush is one of my favorite, man. You can make magic with brushes. I mean, really can. You can really make music very sexy with brushes. And good, you know what else we're going to talk about? Right over here. One of the most controversial things, the drum head. And again, we're going to talk about name brands, coatings, colors, sizes, pros and cons on, top few answers of the top few pros that are sending in. And the young guys, man, we're getting all this stuff, this feedback about different heads. And we'll get to that. We're going to disarm the bomb, man. That's the episode that's going to be brought, I believe, through the the series of however long we don't explode. And what that is all the stuff that's coming in, the questions about this, that, and those, and I'm going to answer them. Disarm the bomb. And if you beat me, I believe there's going to be T-shirts involved, coffee mugs, cool stuff like that. We have to check back with the producers to find out about that. But that's it, man. That's what the first show is going to be about. The first episode, I should say. This is Atom Bomb, the drum troubleshooter. Well, it's Atom Bomb coming to you. I call it space. They call it the internet, the YouTubes, Facebookers. I call you space monkeys because I love you, and I have to thank each and every one of you for the numbers that the producers and directors are telling me. So let's get right down to where we're supposed to be. Right here. This is my life. This is the love of Atom Bomb. And we're just going to get right into it. Drumsticks. Oh, I love my drumsticks. So many kinds. I mean, I'll just hit a few, and you can hit it up on the web back there, or the send it space, and tell me where I'm wrong. Vic Firth, Bromark, Vader, Aquarian, a head, right off the top of my head. But why am I holding Vic Firth? Because I like Vic Firth. I've played Vic Firth sticks probably, I know 50 of the 100 years I've been beating drums. Tips. Yeah, look at those, huh? They're red. I don't understand it. There's two different kind of drumsticks, and there's others. But we'll just go with the basics. Wood versus nylon. Why do I like nylon? Because in aggressive bands and stuff that I play and the way I've been playing for 100 years, it just gives me more off the cymbals. It just seems crisper, and the toms seem crisper. And the bad thing was that the tips used to break and fly off, and you'd have a brand new stick. But all those companies that I've named have pretty much taken care of that. Every once in a while, one will come off. But then, what the hell, then you got a club, man. You beat the hell out of something, And again, with the wood tips, same thing. They get soft, but jazz players like it because then they get warm. They get really warm and stupid shit, which is cool, which is very cool. I'm not, I love them. Don't get me wrong. So let's go over the hill a little bit and grab in and do some. Let's go do mallets. I love me some mallets. These are Vic Firth. Again, eat shit. Again, I love them. But again, there's a million companies out there that make mallets, and they've got the felt. They've got ones that are like Super Bowls. They got like steel balls, brass balls, nylon balls, clear balls, balls to the wall on the mallets. But let's get back to reality. They're made for, I guess they were made for, mostly your timpanis and stuff. But I can't think what it's called, the xylophone type thing with all the bells and the tubular bells and all that crap, which is very cool. But they sound great on like concert toms, movie stuff. Timpanis, yeah. And again, there's all kinds of mallets. These are, they look homemade, but again, like I said, I really don't know the name, what they're called. But they're made for playing hand drums, so you don't go through the actual skins of the drums. One more mallet. Look at that bad boy, huh? Look at that sucker, huh? This was made by my son. This is stainless steel. I don't know how much it weighs. You could probably, you can throw it and kill somebody. And it's got a big hunk of nylon plastic. And it's made for this bell I made, which will be arriving to the set. I took a scuba tank, cut the bottom off, put a rod up through the middle. I hit that son of a gun, man. It will ring your bell. So let's move on from going from the super loud to the super. Whoa, you gotta like that. I don't care if you're a metalhead. They are what they look like, brushes. You probably could sweep up the set, you really could. Use them for hair picks. Vickforth, again, yeah, I know. But again, there's a million companies, million styles, nylon, bamboo, plastic. There's a plastic one. El Cheapo. But just because it's cheap doesn't mean it doesn't have some kind of value. Those are killer. Those are just, there's 1,000. And I believe they're the sexiest sounding tool. The sexiest, cymbals, you could get a girl right out of her panties if you play a set of brushes, right? There's just no doubt about it. That's the American way. I think that's why brushes were invented. So, that concludes a little bit of what's going on down here. So, you go to AtomBombDrumTroubleShooter, and all you YouTubers and Facebooks, I love you guys. Like I said, I'm not from that part. I'm from above that. I'm way up in space. I see the crap, the shit you guys are throwing up there. I'm above that. Not intelligent-wise, that's just where I live in that realm of space. So, send us everything, your comments, your questions, Atom Bomb. Oh, shit! Here we are again. It's Atom Bomb, the drum troubleshooter. I am not going to give up because there's a lot of space up here, for the Facebookers and the YouTubers. My space monkey. The numbers are phenomenal. My producers, thank you. What is it? Drumhead. Yeah, man. Let's talk about drumheads. Well, first thing we'll get into is brands. Remo. Remo is one of my faves. I've used them for years. Durable. When you get into this grade of head, it's everything. You can, all the top brands. Evans. Aquarian. Basio even makes heads. There's all kinds of them out there, and a lot of them that I'm forgetting because I have brain trouble. But let's, they're coded, or they're clear. The colors, sizes, every size. They make every kind of size drum head that you could possibly even think of. All right, and let's go. Look at the just a quickie. We'll get into this. This is a diplomat. Is this a dip? Yeah, this is a dip. And what it means, it's a very thin snare bottom head. But we'll get into these when we get into snare drums. So, 2-ply. Again, it's a Remo. Let's find something else to get at. Okay. Whoa, here we go. This is Evans. And the reason I'm grabbing two of them, these bad boys actually have oil in them. Okay. I could take glasses out. They're called Evans Hydraulics, and why I brought two of them out. The old ones, as you can see, that they had this white, I don't know what it's like, fiberglass. I don't know what it is, some kind of synthetic hoop versus the crimping that everybody does.
And what I liked about these is after you put them on your toms and you get them tightened, eventually these suckers would just like latch onto your drum. I mean, they would like form to whatever the drum you're putting on. When you took your rim off, you'd have to get them off. I dug it, but you know, the bearing edges and all that, people went, no, Mr. Bomb, you're an idiot. Sizes, right? Every size there is, you can think of. Top heads, yes. Oh yeah, there's a good one. Top heads versus bomb heads. And again, I'll just use a couple of these right here. I got. These happen to be both coated. One happens to be an Emperor, which means it's a 2-ply head, and I'm looking for an Ambassador, which I don't have but that's what I use. I use an Emperor, a 2-ply head on the top of my tom, and a 1-ply head on the bottom. The reason I do that, or a lot of drummers, and I believe actually do, you get a tone. I mean, you know, it's just experiment. Incoming! Kaboom, baby! Welcome to AtomBomb Drum Troubleshooter. We're going into a serious Disarm the Bomb thing here. It's right here, it's loaded. From questions from space that were transferred from the YouTube and the Facebook, my monkeys, and here they are, the cards. Let's get to the questions right off the top. Ludwig 140 writes, should I polish my cymbals? Well, you know, that's one of those things, yeah, I mean, I do. I mean, if you want to look at a lot of jazz guys will say, oh, no, they sound sweeter and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, I mean, it's a preference thing. Check it out. Play with them. You got more than one cymbals. Thank you. That came from out there. David, Drum 89, sends in, after it's been pre-written, can I fix my broken cymbals? Wow, David. David, my son. You know, there's ways. They can lay them down and cut them and drill holes in them. You know, just let it rattle. You might come up with a really cool sound. And if it gets too rattly, just break that. I've seen a lot of guys using broken cymbals and they're like broken purpose. My ass, it broke. Okay. Yes, David. There's all kinds of way to get through that crazy shit. Jay Smith from space. This means, you know, one of the space monkeys, YouTubes or Facebookers. I like these. What's the best way to take the snare buzz? Well, Mr. Smith, I love you, but we're going to get into this. We're going to get into this deep. Probably the next show when we bring it to you. All about them old snare drums back there. So, this is AtomBomb, the drum troubleshooter, coming from space. Facebook, YouTube, Space Monkeys. Keep sending them in. We need you. Love you.